Markets are sending mixed signals today as investors weigh competing narratives. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. Here is your complete global indices roundup for July 22nd. It is a split session across global markets. This comes as Wall Street indexes fall, with Iran and earnings season in focus, adding pressure to energy markets. Let us go region by region across the major global indices. Starting with the Americas session. S&P 500 is trading higher by plus 0.89%, at $7,509.20. Equity markets are responding to reports that global market, ARA-driven chip rally stumbles as investors question lofty valuations after sharp sell-off, The Economic Times. NASDAQ 100 climbed plus 1.93% to $29,155. Investor sentiment is being shaped by global market, ARA-driven chip rally stumbles as investors question lofty valuations after sharp sell-off, The Economic Times. Dow Jones is trading higher by plus 0.74%, at $52,225. Equity markets are responding to reports that Wall Street indexes fall, with Iran and earnings season in focus. Starting with the Europe session. DAX edged higher plus 0.73% to $25,011. This comes as Wall Street indexes fall, with Iran and earnings season in focus, adding pressure to energy markets. FTSE 100 edged higher plus 0.58% to $10,586. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Starting with the Asia session. Nikkei 225 plunged minus 4.03% to $64,141 in a significant session. The move in the dollar reflects reports that week ahead for FX, bonds, US, European PMI data, ECB decision in focus. Hang Seng climbed plus 2.32% to $25,132. The move follows reports that gold, silver, rare earths, and copper, public companies present at the -23 Precious Metals and Critical Minerals Virtual Investor Conference, New MediaWire. KOSPI plunged minus 4.46% to $6,516.27 in a significant session. Investor sentiment is being shaped by global market, ARA-driven chip rally stumbles as investors question lofty valuations after sharp sell-off, The Economic Times. Nifty 50 is trading lower by minus 0.60%, at $24,188. Equity markets are responding to reports that global market, ARA-driven chip rally stumbles as investors question lofty valuations after sharp sell-off, The Economic Times. Sensex is trading lower by minus 0.87%, at $77,470. Equity markets are responding to reports that global market, ARA-driven chip rally stumbles as investors question lofty valuations after sharp sell-off, The Economic Times. ASX 200 is broadly flat at $8,793.30, awaiting a fresh catalyst. The move follows reports that gold, silver, rare earths, and copper, public companies present at the -23 Precious Metals and Critical Minerals Virtual Investor Conference, New MediaWire. Now, a look at some of India's most active stocks in the news today. Kotak Mahindra Bank dropped sharply minus 2.03% to 382.05 Indian rupees. Equity markets are responding to reports that July Fed meeting unpacked what the latest decision may mean for investors. Lord, Abbott & Co. LLC. After today's weakness, the $370.59 area is the first meaningful support level to watch for Kotak Mahindra Bank. A stabilization there would be the first sign that sellers are losing conviction. This is our analytical view, not investment advice. NTPC is up plus 1.96%, trading at 348.55 Indian rupees. The move follows reports that stock market today, Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ rally fizzles as chip stock momentum fades, oil rises, Yahoo Finance. The near-term technical picture for NTPC looks constructive. Watch the $362.49 level as the first meaningful resistance zone. A close above there on decent volume would be an encouraging sign for bulls. As always, this is analytical commentary, not financial advice. HDFC Bank made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 5.12% to 777.60 Indian rupees. Equity markets are responding to reports that HDFC Bank Q1 profit up 5% as NI, asset quality disappoint. MSN credit growth moderation is deliberate. Management is prioritizing the credit-to-deposit ratio improvement over top-line growth. This is the right call for long-term quality, but near-term earnings growth will be below historical norms. Watch for any signal that the CD ratio has normalized, as that unlocks reacceleration. Now let us look at what is driving these moves at the macro level. Geopolitical risks remain elevated. This comes as Wall Street indexes fall, with Iran and earnings season in focus, adding pressure to energy markets. This is keeping traders cautious and supporting flows into defensive assets. The key macro overlay remains monetary policy. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Any surprise in the rate path could trigger outsized moves. On the data front, equity markets are responding to reports that Wall Street indexes fall, with Iran and earnings season in focus. And looking at how some of the biggest global names are trading today. Samsung surged plus 6.15% to $259,000 in a significant session. Equity markets are responding to reports that Samsung profit surges over eightfold to beat estimates as RE boom fuels memory chip crunch. The HBM supply competition with SK Hynix is the defining story. Samsung needs to close the yield gap to win hyperscaler HBM contracts. Consumer DRAM pricing is recovering as inventory normalizes. Watch for any Nvidia or Google qualification update on Samsung HBM. TSMC made a dramatic move today, surged plus 5.51% to $424.48. Equity markets are responding to reports that Hyperion's big bet on TSMC, why long-term growth outweighs geopolitical risk. Caveout RE. N2 node ramp is the most important near-term catalyst. Demand from Apple, Nvidia, and AMD exceeds current capacity. The geopolitical Taiwan risk is the permanent discount the stock will carry, but the fundamental earnings power is exceptional. Arizona fab progress and U.S. CHIPS Act subsidy clarity are the structural positives. Rocket Lab made a dramatic move today, surged plus 5.14% to $69.12. Equity markets are responding to reports that Rocket Lab, RKLB, is down 8.6% after Space Force hackers win reshapes defense services narrative. Simpliwald St. Neutron medium-lift rocket development is the key valuation catalyst. A successful first launch would dramatically expand the addressable market and justify a meaningful re-rating. Space Systems revenue from satellite components and manufacturing is a steady, often overlooked earnings base. Watch for any Neutron program update or new DoD launch contract. Let us give you our near-term view on the KOSPI. With the selling pressure we have seen today, the key support level for KOSPI is around $6,125.29. A failure to hold there could accelerate the decline and attract further sellers. For a recovery, bulls need to see a fundamental shift in the drivers weighing on prices. This is our view. Always do your own research. To summarize, 7 indices in the green, 6 in the red today. Risk-on conditions dominate the global equity landscape. Here is what we will be watching closely in the days ahead. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. We do the research so you do not have to hours of analysis distilled into actionable daily briefings. If that is valuable, please hit the like button. It is the single best way to support independent market analysis and help us reach more investors. Subscribe and turn on notifications for tomorrow's briefing. Drop your view in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish from here? Thanks for watching MTRS_Market Pulse. Nothing here constitutes financial advice. Please conduct your own due diligence. Good luck in the markets, and we will see you in the next video. That is your global indices roundup from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe for daily updates across every major market.